We must now add a few words on the plan of the following translation. As to our method, we beg to refer to the second chapter above. It rests on the Parsi tradition, corrected or confirmed by the comparative method. The Parsi tradition is founded in the Pahlavi commentary, the understanding of which was facilitated to us first by the Gujarati translation and paraphrase of S. Pen de Arje, and by a Persian transliteration and translation belonging to the Haug collection in Munich, for the use of which we are indebted to the obliging kindness of the director of the State Library in Munich, Professor von Halm. The Ravaets and the Sadar frequently gave us valuable information as to the traditional meaning of doubtful passages. As for the works of European scholars, we are much indebted to the commentary on the Avesta by Professor Spiegel and to the translations in the second edition of Martin Haug's essays. Unfortunately, the copy is incomplete. There are two lacunae, one from 1:11 to the end of the chapter, the other more extensively from 6:26 to 9. The perfect accordance of this Persian translation with the Gujarati of Espen de Arje shows that both are derived from one and the same source. Their accordance is striking even in mistakes. For instance, the Pahlavi Avastar, a transliteration of the Zend Vastra without pastures, is misread by the Persian translator Havastar, he who wishes, according to the ambiguity of the Pahlavi letter, Av or Hav, and it is translated by Espen de Arje Kahanar the Wisher. The prose Sadar found in the great Ravaet differs considerably from the Sadar in verse, is translated by Hyde. We have followed the text of the Avesta as given by Westergaard. The division into paragraphs is according to Westergaard, but we have given in brackets the corresponding divisions of Professor Spiegel's edition. Many passages of the Vendidad Sada are mere quotations from the Pahlavi commentary, which have crept into the Sada text. We have not omitted them into the text. They are generally known to be spurious from their not being translated in the commentary, yet the absence of a Pahlavi translation is not always an unmistakable sign of such spuriousness. Sometimes the translation has been lost and our manuscripts are omitted as having already been given in identical or nearly identical terms. When we thought that this was the case, we have admitted the untranslated passages into the text, but not in brackets. We have divided the principal Fargards into several sections according to the matter they contain. This division, which is meant as an attempt to resolve the Vendidad into primitive fragments, has, of course, no traditional authority, the divisions into paragraphs being only ones that rest upon the authority of the manuscripts. The translation will be found in many passages to differ greatly from the translations published heretofore. The nature of this series of translations does not allow us to give a full justificatory notes, but we have endeavored on most cases to make the explanatory notes account to scholars for new meanings we have adopted, and in some cases we hoped the original text read anew will by itself justify our translation. Now, when you're talking about a sacred scripture, either a compilation of inspired sayings and deeds, or an actually revealed scripture, it's, important to have transliterations and translations, but never to lose the original language, but to convey it as is, because certainly in languages stuff is lost. I don't know if wasn't there a Teutonic language that exists during the time of the Shahs, and this, they tried to suppress it out of existence, and things are lost from just how to use the material world. Things you can do with animal products, things you can do with, plant and fungus and stuff like this, that's lost. If people are just completely material, that's lost. But what about the things of spiritual importance? The dreams, the visions, the understandings of religion, you could say. We must not conclude this introduction without tendering our warmest thanks to Mr. E.W. West, who kindly received the manuscript of the translation before it went to press, and who has, we hope, succeeded in making our often imperfect English more accessible to the readers. James Darmesteter, Paris, November 1879.